a lot of these things that people are using, organics to me means regenerative. If you aren't regenerating the
Nice.
soil, sustainability, it's great to be sustainable, but I think in the state of a lot of soils that are what's currently going on with them, they're not sustainable. We need a little more. It's my main thing is supporting soil biology. So if the materials don't support soil biology, if they don't benefit the plant and what the life that's down in the soil, what are you really putting into the soil? With a healthy system, you're easier to come back quicker. Your recovery is a lot better versus you get stuck on that merry-go-round of poor soils, junk fertilizer, fungicide, pesticide, insecticide, and it's a circle. It's really a circle is what you're doing, because you're constantly inhibiting something that's helping you, which is that soil biology. And to me, adding a little bit of something good can go a long way versus only using what I'm going to call something bad, just for lack of better words, pesticides, insecticides, fungicides. To me, those are more band-aids, if you will, rather than getting down to the root cause of the problem and then finding a solution there. But hybrid programs, to me, you got to start somewhere. So, I have no problem with organic hybrid programs. I think that, again, you got to start somewhere. That's again, when you use herbicides and pesticides, and again, I think you can use them in a specific capacity, but just taking into account that you are inhibiting a bunch of good things in the soil, so when you want to fix something, think of that as your unpaid labor force. So if you damage them a little bit, they're not going to work as hard as if they were coming in full force. But there are some times where an infestation is so bad, you may have to turn to alternative sources. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, somebody in the chat, people were talking about yucca, what's a wetting agent and things like that. So we use yucca, and what that wetting agent does is open your clay soils and allow the nutrients, the fertilizer that you're putting into your soil, get around where it needs to do its job, around the root zones and into the soil, rather than kind of like what we were talking about on top, running off, going elsewhere. So, you've got alfalfa, you've got fish meal, you've got kelp meal, bone meal. Fish meal alone could be a 10-1-1. Alfalfa, you've got wheat middlings in there, a lot of your grainy type products, cottonseed meal, things like that. But a lot of those individually have their own NPKs. You chop them up and put them in a nice recipe. You can get a desired combined NPK that you're looking for. And the main thing of it is it's 100% readily available nutrients. If you take a traditional 15-5-10, a high salt synthetic fertilizer, you're losing 80% of that fertilizer immediately due to leaching and gassing off.